Good morning. You're now listening to Kingston Community Radio, airing on FM 92.5 and AM 920 WGHQ, Kingston, New York. This programming is brought to you by our listeners and corporate underwriters who are interested in presenting local community radio. The opinions expressed on this program do not represent those of Panel Broadcasting or Kingston Community Radio. Listeners are encouraged to send in $10 per month to help bring this program to you. Mail your contributions to Kingston Community Radio, Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. And for more information or to donate online, visit our website at mykcr.org. And good morning. This is Dan Gatis kicking off the morning with you, 7 to 9 a.m. A terrific Tuesday, November 9th. 36 degrees right now here in uptown Kingston. We'll be right back after these messages.
Everyone is talking about healthcare these days. America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? By shifting to a system that gives more patients access to strong primary care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.org. This message is brought to you by America's Family Physicians.
Never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is Nina Postupak. Once again, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund is asking you to help the needy this holiday season. For the last 50 years, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund has helped less fortunate families have a happier holiday. Look for our collection boxes at the local branches of the Ulster Federal Credit Union, Roundout Savings Bank, the Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, Ulster Savings Bank, and at Cantine Field and Saugerties. Thank you and have a happy Christmas.
And you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. And streaming online, mykcr.org. KCR's Talk Radio, 331-9255, 331-9255. And sunny to partly cloudy today with a high of 64. Cloudy, slight chance of a rain shower, about a 20% chance of a rain shower tonight, with a low of 44. Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, which means mainly sunny, and a high of 61. And Wednesday night, few clouds, low near 30, and Thursday, mainly cloudy with a high of 56, and Thursday night comes the rain. There's about a 90% chance of rain Thursday night in the evening, evolving into more steady rain overnight, with a low of 45. Okay, enough with the weather. Let's get to the on-air studio with Nina Postupak and Cameron Rylands.
On a sunny, bright,
lovely, loved it.
Terrific Tuesday.
I just loved it.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
It's so nice.
Yeah, and it hasn't been too bad at night yet.
No?
You know, it's
Last
almost...
couple nights were chilly, but this morning I opened the front door to get my paper. Was on time. Thanks, Wayne.
Yeah.
Wayne Mayo.
Yeah, there you go.
And it Walter Mayo. I'm sorry, Walter Mayo, my carrier. Because he gives me a card every year looking for a tip.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Course,
Your Christmas card. Yeah, yeah.
Well, his performance this past year may not warrant much. But anyhow, that's another story. But yeah, it's great. Daylight savings, I love it.
I do too.
All right, so question, any listener, maybe you know the answer. Dan, maybe you know the answer. If not, a listener, please call in. Are we on normal time now, or is this altered, adjusted? You know,
yeah, I do know what you mean.
During the summer,
question.
It's called daylight savings time, and I think now it's called standard time.
So now we're back on Eastern Standard Time, the way it should be.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep it that way.
This would be the normal.
At least for half a year.
Yes.
Yeah, well, year round if you didn't change the
Yeah,
clock.
every year you hear growing movement about more states talking about doing away with it.
There's always a little rumble about that.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know. I see. I see
I like
kind
it
of a-
light out coming to work.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Now, like Arizona, that time zone, they don't change. So sometimes you're 3 hours difference to them. Sometimes you're 2 hours difference.
well, it's always sunny.
Yeah, because they
okay.
never change.
in the desert.
There's
always
there's
sunny.
four
Because I
time
have a really good
zones.
friend from college that lives there.
We're Eastern time, and then there's Central time, right? Yeah. Then there's Mountain time, and that's where Arizona is, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
And then there's Pacific time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's nice. I like it. I like getting up in the morning, driving to the studio with the sun out, as opposed to still being
Having the
dark and the
headlights
headlights on. Yeah, absolutely. That's for sure. So,
Weather looks good for the next few days. You know, warm,
Yeah, it
mild
does.
nights, not bad.
We might get. We're due to get some good showers Thursday night, but
Yeah, that's okay.
That's all. Maybe snow. Who knows?
Oh no!
no. Shh.
After Thanksgiving.
S word.
We'll
we don't
see.
want to hear that.
We'll
After
see.
Thanksgiving.
It's
After Thanksgiving. There you
a
go.
four-letter
Karen.
S word.
So, are you getting all ready for your Elks dinner?
Yeah, we are gearing up. In fact, we were trying to coordinate about that yesterday, and
Too late now to sign up?
absolutely not. We're going to take sign-ups right until the minute of the event, probably.
Okay.
So, but as you know, Thursday, Veterans Day, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Yes,
There's,
there
Frank
is.
Guido's always very generous. The Savona group this year is giving away meals. So
Yes.
we got some competition. But if you want good down-home, literally homemade cooking, Marianne DeGroat, at the Elks Lodge, complimentary veterans meal, pasta, meatball, salad, dessert. We're asking
Sounds
for
delicious.
a $10 donation for companion meals. And that donation will be going to our veterans funds. We've already voted to expend the money for the food, so anything we make is going back into our funds.
If I understand correctly, the Elks have donated for the new uniforms.
Correct, yep.
Right? The Honor Guard uniforms.
Yeah, we help with the stand down, and we work with the Wirt Street Shelter and a bunch of different programs that we've helped with over the years. Kevin, the Veterans Reintegration that does the kayaks.
Oh,
We've
yes.
done some work with them. Have had
Yeah.
dinners for them and helped with their launch. Mulvaney, it's a nice Irish name. Kevin,
I'm not sure.
big guy.
Yeah.
Nice guy.
That's an amazing event with the kayaks. We should talk about that a little bit. Yeah.
Well, it started. I mean, I may be. So anyhow, back to the Veterans Day dinner. So 481-0752, complimentary Veterans Day dinner for vets. This Thursday, please call and make a reservation so we have an idea of the head count. 481-0752. But yeah, the kayaks, the veterans kayaks. I'm sorry, I'm remiss in remembering the exact name of the
Yeah.
program, but it's the Veterans Reintegration something or another, and it was a total grassroots effort by Kevin, because he found woodworking and carpentry in his downtime helped him
Right,
his
yes. Mental outlook
state,
and
his
yes.
PTSD after his
Yes.
service, and he realized, wow, if this helps a big guy like me, it's got to be helpful for somebody else. So he started this program.
Yes,
And
it's
for a
called
couple
the
years-
Hudson Valley Center for Veteran Reintegration in Kingston.
Thank
So
you.
it's the Hudson Valley Center for Veteran Reintegration.
And one of their programs was building kayaks, and I think it's 3 years ago was the first launch they did.
Cavini? Kevin Cavini?
Kilvini, yep, that's it. Did a launch, they did a paddle. I want to say they went towards New York City or Albany. They did a big
Yeah, they
awareness
went
thing.
right down to Montgomery Historic.
Yes.
Yes,
And
yep.
they've done a
Past
couple
West
of them
Point.
that have grown just to bring awareness to veterans issues and awareness to their organization and their cause. And yeah, it's great. It's cool. These kayaks are handmade, customized, decorated.
Yes,
They're absolutely
amazing.
beautiful. So that's one of the
One of
one
the-
of the parties that we have worked with.
Recipient of some of the money
Correct.
that you raised for
Yep.
veterans.
Veterans.
So, yeah. Well, hopefully you'll have a nice turnout on.
Yeah, the weather looks like it's going to be good. Come by, see the new front porch that we're working on.
Yes.
Slowly but surely, we're getting that. Volunteer help. It's like herding cats. Some I'm available this day and that day. Oh, I can do the other two, but
Yeah.
finding overlapping days and hours to.
Well, you know what?
Get
When
volunteers
volunteers, yes. You thank God for volunteers,
Yeah.
but yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Thank God some of them are quite skilled. Roger Stelz has been a huge help, and he's a master carpenter, and the Craig and Colton Crump, and
Yes.
Mark Rosenberg, and CJ, I can't forget CJ Larson, and Kevin Gage, and myself, and there's been a bunch of folks out there. Greg Cherney. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody.
I know. Yeah, right.
Been out there. But those first 5-6 mentioned people have spent the most hours, so.
So that's great.
Yeah.
So that will be completed soon.
Hopefully before the snow flies.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to work on a roof in the snow, so hopefully we'll have it up by then. So
Yeah. And with Veterans Day, right, your meals and everything, we'll talk a little bit about what's going on in Ulster County. So, of course, we've had Bill on, and he spoke about the ceremony that'll be held at Kingston City Hall at 11 a.m. That'll be in the chambers. And then they'll go outside and do the gun salute and so forth. So that's 11 a.m. on Thursday. And then in Saugerties at 11 a.m., it's at the American Legion post number 72, which is on Partition Street.
that's right in the village. That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yep, they will have their ceremony. And then down in Marlborough at 11 a.m. at the War Monument in front of the Marlborough Middle School. So we have the northern part of the county, southern part of the county, and right here in the
great.
city of Kingston. So if you have the opportunity to any one of these ceremonies and show your respect and gratitude to all the veterans here in Ulster County and throughout the country, it's a
great,
nice way to do it.
yeah.
And it's
And if you can,
moving
bring your
ceremony.
kids.
Yes,
Having
Cameron.
them see that, and it's a great way to, introduce them to civic pride and respect for our servicemen and women, and
Yeah.
community engagement. So
Yeah, definitely.
please bring
Absolutely.
your and grandkids,
Yes.
both, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. But speaking of kids, it just made me jump back. The Thursday, the Happy Christmas Fund Radiothon was hugely successful.
Yes,
Yeah, we were lucky enough to
absolutely.
close it out, and
Yes.
we got some last minute donors and donations, and it was great. And I know it was very successful. And I know they said a very lot. The Tony Marmo and the Maxwells said a very, and Bill, everybody. Greg Siracusano was part of the
Yes.
planning of it, and a couple other of our.
Quite a lofty goal.
Yeah, they set a
100,000.
lofty goal, and they aimed high, and they reached the sky. So
Got 3/4 of the way there.
yeah, God bless. That's great. Thank you, listeners, for donating, and our underwriters for stepping up, and all the hosts particularly who
Yes.
twisted arms and cajoled their pals and coworkers to donate. So thank you.
Yeah.
But what
absolutely.
made me think of that was Larissa Sauer, when she came in, she brought her 2 kids, and they gave money.
Yes.
And that's important, and I think we talked about it a moment
We
then.
did.
It's so important. Like, I remember doing that with my family, my dad, going to meetings, or
Right, and we're just talking
that
about how
constant
young,
every year,
starting young.
starting young, and that's how you learn that this is what a good citizen does. They
Right, give
participate,
back
and
to
they
the
help, and
community.
they do
They
stuff.
were cute.
So, yep.
They're like
yep.
8 and 10 years old. Very,
yeah.
very cute.
Nervous.
Yes.
We're nervous rather than the spotlight, but as soon as the spotlight goes away, they're,
Well, yeah, because I talked to their mom afterwards, and she's like, "They're not usually this shy. I don't understand." I said, "I know, I know."
But it was a great community thing, and and donations are still open, folks. So, call the stations, email.
Yeah,
I think right up till Christmas.
Absolutely.
The fund is open and available for
Yes, and as we said on the radio on Thursday, 4,100 children, 1,100 families,
lots of
seniors.
Also,
Yes.
yeah, it's not just for
You make
children.
you make a Christmas special for a
yep.
lot of people. So, yeah, please drop
And
some money in the boxes.
With the way prices are going through the roof, everything. I mean, just the holiday meal is going to cost more, and the total, everything. Everything's costs more. So
Very good suggestion from one of our listeners. While we're talking about still being able to donate, she wasn't sure of the address.
So
Let's do it.
mail contributions into KCR, P.O. Box 4364, Kingston, New York, 12402.
4364.
Certainly you can drop them off. There's a box here at 16 Lucas Avenue.
All
Yeah.
the credit unions,
Oh,
the
yes,
banks,
yes, all
Roundup
the
Savings
banks.
Bank, Ulster Savings Bank, Ulster Federal Credit Union, Mid-Hudson Federal Credit Union, any of the banks, you can drop it off there
Yeah,
also.
they have collection boxes on the counters. So
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, quite easy to donate.
So if you didn't hear that, because Cam was just a little off mic when he was reading it, it's Post Office Box 4364, Kingston, New York 12402. Doesn't hurt to repeat it. There you go.
Not at all. So yeah, good.
Yes, please do. Speaking of the holidays and Christmas, I had the opportunity to attend the Mingle and Jingle at People's Place and preview the Christmas trees.
Oh, how beautiful are they?
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Get-
So all those
Get
that are
on to
listening,
those. Those are beautiful.
aren't they?
They
Yeah.
are beautiful. Maggie got a chance to preview them and be there at the party. We're the only ones on one of the trees.
Ooh,
Oh, don't tell which one.
I
You don't
won't.
want to lose your bid
That's
there.
right.
Yep. Now that's a fundraiser for People's Place, right?
Yes, and you go right on People's Place website, click on holiday trees, and you can bid on any one of those trees. And one person, Heidi, decorated every one of those trees. They said hours. It took her like 8 hours to do each tree. And I believe there's 20 trees. Something close to that.
Something close to that. And what's amazing is that tree is going to stay intact in your car. You can cover it with some cheesecloth or some plastic or something, but the entire tree and its design stays completely intact from People's Place
they're wired
to your
together,
home.
right? All the ornaments
'Cause
are
they're
wired
all,
on?
Yeah, they're all hardwired.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
which
cool.
is also kind of cool about storing it for
Yeah.
next year.
If you can get up in the
Yeah.
attic in one piece.
Yeah.
Right, you don't have to worry from year to year. And there's all different themes, right, Dan? There is the candy canes.
Mm-hmm.
There's a champagne one, which is beautiful, all done in gold and glitter. There's the country tree, all different types. An angel tree, a
Right,
country village
yeah.
tree.
come
So
up
take
with
a
so many
look.
ideas.
It's amazing. And it's just not the tree. There's all things that
little
will pertain
extras,
to
yes,
it
right.
underneath the tree.
Exactly. Yeah.
that's
little,
cool.
Little, like one has a courier knives painting with it, and another one has toy soldiers.
So bidding is open for a while.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
just go to
Okay.
just go to People's Place.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to the website. I think the rest of this week and
Go shop
on
and
the-
go see.
through next Thursday, whatever the date is, next Thursday, the 18th. Yeah, so go online, make a bid for a good cause for People's Place for their Christmas fun, and you might get yourself a beautiful tree. So well worth it. And I know Christine spoke about that when she was on last time.
Yeah.
So
Can't hurt to remind her.
yes,
And our
absolutely.
audience.
So we have a busy morning. We have Dan Whalen coming on from the Boys and Girls Club at 7:30. Then at 8 o'clock, we have Carl Brown. And Carl always brings usually a
That's good.
surprise
Yeah,
guest, right?
He's very good with his attendance policy, or usually alerts us if he's not going to be here. So
Yes, and then
he'll be here.
at 8:30, we have Sue Copenhaver with Office of the Aging. So a
always a
full
lot going on
schedule.
there, so.
Yes, and how about one of our guests is now an elected official, Mike Oliveri,
Yeah,
one as
that's right.
alderman.
Yeah,
Yes,
kudos.
and Ward 2. One
It
of
was
the
official,
wards,
right?
yes.
Because when I saw an article in the paper the other day, they still had some absentee ballots to count.
Well, they do still have to count those absentee ballots. They do. They haven't been completely counted yet. That
Okay,
is
well,
a
hopefully-
true
hopefully
statement, but
it'll-
I think he'll prevail.
Hopefully it'll prevail.
Yes, yeah, and that is his first try at running for an elected office. So shout out to him. That's great. He was a novice, and he came in, and he really did a great job.
He was pressing the flesh, that's for sure.
Yes.
He definitely walked
Yeah.
his ward.
And his presence with the campaign signs was inimitable.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone had more campaign signs out
well,
from
there you go.
constituents
Get your name out
than I
there.
saw for anyone else.
Yeah,
it
well.
was great.
It
Yes,
worked. Something
yes,
worked.
absolutely. That's for sure. So the election season's over, right?
Now,
Yes.
even
now-
the losing candidates have to go collect their road signs.
Yes.
Not
this is
just the winners, even though the non-victorious candidates, please yank them out of the ground.
Yes, that's yes, I agree, Cameron.
There
You're
was
absolutely
a
right.
corner on on the intersection of 9 and 9G in Rhinebeck. There was One, I don't vote over there. I live in
Right,
Ulster.
yeah, right.
There was each way. There was 1,000 signs.
How could you possibly read them when you're driving
Yeah,
by?
yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're sitting there in the light, which happens more often than not, yes.
Right.
But
If it has a logo or a certain color, you'll know that person's represented there.
Yeah.
But you can't read them.
And half of them, it's just a name and some color. You know, what office, what party, what you know.
You don't know.
You don't know. There's just,
You
yeah,
don't know.
so
You
who
just
knows?
see the name. That's it.
Yeah.
And you
But,
hope that
just-
when they get into the voting booth, that name pops into
yeah,
their
exactly.
mind when they go to vote.
I think the sign makers are the happiest people at election time these days. So
Yeah, yes, that's true. And, you know, speaking of politics, I know we spoke about this last week, but I paid my condolences to Roger Rasco and his family, who's the Republican county chairman. And what a tremendous loss. And his wife, Jane, who is the town clerk down in Shongam. She's the town clerk down there. And to his family, he was so proud of his grandchildren, and they were all there, and his children, and just a beautiful family. So our condolences to the whole Rasco family. Great loss to the community, to the Republican Party, and a man who really gave back and gave his all. And he was Republican chairman for 11 years. Not easy job to be a chairman of a political party, no matter what party that
Yeah,
is.
I imagine,
Just
yeah.
not easy. So we keep them in our prayers.
good.
That's for sure. And then another icon that passed away is Alice
Tipp.
Tipp. Yes. Alice, 98 years old. Yeah, passed away in her sleep.
If you're gonna go.
Talk about someone who was a pioneer for women. Boy, she was the role model. From being a mechanic during the war, work on planes, to the first woman legislator, and how she actually got involved in politics was she was not happy about the taxes. She's not happy about the taxes in the town, and one thing led to another, and then she ran for Ulster County Legislature.
Saugerties, right?
Yes, Saugerties, town of Saugerties, yes. So condolences to her family, to her children, Cheryl and Walter, and her grandson, James, and her son-in-law, Jimmy McTagg, which is, yes, help me, Cameron.
Mary McTagg. No.
No, who is for Gettysburg.
Jim.
Jim is his brother. Jim is Alice Tipp's son-in-law.
I'll find it.
But his brother has been on our radio show.
A couple times, yeah.
Yes,
Gettysburg.
and he's a tour guide for Gettysburg. They're twins, as a matter of fact.
Oh, are they really?
Yes, I believe so. So
Was it Jim's wife was involved?
Alice Tipp's daughter. Jim's wife is Alice Tipp's daughter.
Yeah, no, but Mary McTagg. There's a.
Well, I don't know her. I
Wasn't
don't
there
know
a
Mary.
judge or something like that, McTagg?
That I don't know.
Anyhow.
That I'm not sure. So anyway, condolences to the Tipp family. So for sure. And other than that, there's a lot going on, right?
yeah.
Articles in the paper
Yeah,
today,
interesting.
right?
Well, it's kind of. I guess it's sad about the Fishkill prison closing.
Yes.
Kind of surprised. According to Mark Molinaro,
They didn't even know
they
about
didn't
it.
even know about it. They just announced it. So that's a big economic driver.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Hopefully, and you don't want a gigantic abandoned facility sitting there in your town,
No.
gathering dust and vandalism and all that. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens the next couple of years.
Yes, and they're going to use some of the extra money for the Kingston High School that they had left from the renovation project.
Yeah,
to
in
put
some
air conditioning in the building.
in the offices.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's not there. And KeyBank closing Uptown branch.
Yes, so those of you that are listening, February 3rd, I believe, 2022, the branch of KeyBank in Uptown Kingston will be closing. So that'll be the one on Ulster Avenue,
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
believe. And then there's one out in Stone Ridge, maybe?
Yeah, and one
Cameron?
in Red Hook. Yeah.
And one in Red Hook.
Okay,
One
so
on
the
9W
Ulster,
and one on 299.
the 9W one would be the closest one then for most people.
Yeah, Ulster
Yeah,
Avenue.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's a beautiful building, too, in Uptown
Uptown,
Kingston,
yeah, it's
right?
a big building too.
It is a very big building, so I'm not sure how that will be repurposed.
I'm sure the bank owns it. I would think.
I would-
As
yeah, I
opposed
would
to
think
being
so, too.
tenants to someone else. I would think they own the building.
I would think,
Did
yes.
It was a bank before that. It wasn't always Key. It was built in 60 something because there's a cornerstone on it.
Was it
You're right, right in
at
that
one
alley.
time?
Right in that alley,
Yeah.
the cornerstone, yeah.
Eroding
Between
sandstone,
Citizen
yeah.
and Key.
Might have been M&T at one time.
I don't know, but it's always been a bank building, so
Yes, yes.
it'll be interesting. Prime space, that's for sure. Office, prime office space
Oh, absolutely.
for our Kingstonian residents, and set up a huge, big big not a factory, but a big office in there.
Right.
Employ
Or
100
performance,
people.
maybe performance.
Something.
It's a huge, or a restaurant, because it's got a huge gallery inside.
Yeah, the big lofty
huge, yeah,
ceiling and
right,
those big
yeah.
arched windows.
2 big rooms like that, I
Yeah.
think,
Yes.
if I remember.
So, something. Repurpose it to employ people and pay taxes. So,
There we go. You're
That's
right,
what we
Cameron.
want.
That's right.
jobs and taxes.
And I see Dutchess is having a little bit of a spike in their COVID cases. So, a reminder to individuals that you can get your booster shot. The county is offering it at Best Buy, but you also can go to all the pharmacies, CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, give the booster shots, and you can go online, make an appointment. Good question. If you
my new
want to go to the county website, it's covid19.ulstercountiny.gov. That's covid19.ulstercountiny.gov. And you could sign up Wednesdays and Fridays, or you can go to any one of the pharmacies, CVS, Walgreens, and make an appointment right online there, too, also. So,
Do you know if, because I know last week, there was, hour waits. People were
yeah, there was.
psyched to get it and lined up.
Yes.
Do you know if that's eased a little?
I think it has a little bit. I do
Good.
think
I
it
hope
has
so.
eased a little bit. Yeah.
Last thing you want is people to turn away,
Yes, that's true. And they are offering all 3 shots, Moderna, Pfizer, and J&J. And when you sign up, you designate which shot you want.
One in each arm.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Oh,
right.
I've had Pfizer, so give me the Moderna.
Yeah, right. Try one.
I want exactly.
Very, very
I
true.
think
And then
you
your
can
flu
mix it
shot,
back.
right? You have to.
I want to say I almost heard there was almost encouragement to mix and match.
Yes, I
To a
heard
degree.
that too. I'm sticking with. I had Moderna. I'm sticking with Moderna.
Yeah,
You might go Moderna this time.
yeah. Well, I had Pfizer. It worked pretty good.
Yeah, right.
You're healthy, so Moderna obviously works.
Worked,
So
so knock on
might
wood.
as well try it.
Yeah, and then of course your flu shot. Don't forget about the flu shot.
Yep.
That you can also get at any pharmacy or your primary care if you're going in for your annual checkup or for whatever. Your primary care will give you your flu shot. And flu shots, we forget about the flu, right, Cameron? Because everybody just focuses on
Well,
COVID
in
right
the last
now.
year and a half, yeah.
Yeah, right. But it's still important to
Still
get your
there.
flu shot.
And now with less people wearing masks and people probably easing their hand washing and sanitizing, flu numbers might bump up again. Because last year was historic low.
Yes.
'Cause everyone was
Masked.
walked around like
6
surgeons.
feet,
you know?
social
Yeah.
distancing.
Yeah.
I'm
and
pretty
sanitizing.
surprised. Probably there will be a little bit more flu this year, but
should
I'm
think.
surprised at in public places how many people will wear their masks.
Yeah, I've
to and
seen more and
from.
more people wearing masks.
Yeah, just as a
I was at
preventative.
Target the other
Yeah.
day. Yeah, Target, and it was about half and half.
Oh, yes.
Half
If you
the
go in the
people wear
grocery
masks,
stores,
yeah.
Hannaford,
Yeah, a lot of staff people I see are
Yes.
starting to wear masks again.
Yes,
like
absolutely.
employees, staff, staff people, whatever.
It's
Hey,
difficult.
Hey, personal choice. I don't care. The stigma's, as far as I'm concerned, the mask stigma is gone. When it first started, I personally felt a little uncomfortable and awkward, and it's uncomfortable. My glasses, I look stupid. But that, a couple weeks later, that was gone. And now I think,
Yeah, no.
It's like putting a scarf on.
yeah,
Yeah, no,
there's
it
Right, Dan.
became such a
You know.
routine. It became such a routine. When I do wear a mask, it's like, oh, I forget that I have it on.
Yeah, and there's a
Right.
couple stores around, I think Catskill Art and Office Supplies said, please wear, regardless of your status, please mask up for safety of others or whatever. So,
Yes, I was down in Woodbury Commons just recently, and the same thing. Most of the stores required you, whether you're vaccinated or not, to wear
Yeah,
a mask.
packed
So
in there, and especially down there, people coming from all over. And, they
Right.
get bus trips from Pennsylvania and Jersey and upstate.
and people, even foreigners from other countries.
Yeah.
Not so
Foreign
much
tours.
now but that's another thing that's happened this past week is they've opened the borders now, right?
Yeah.
And people from
A good Canada. Welcome
right.
back.
The only thing is, if you're coming from another country, if I read this correctly, is you have to have a vaccine from one of the approved, like Moderna, Pfizer, or J&J. So other
Can't
countries,
use,
there's a
You can't use Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Home remedy.
That's a whole nother story.
know.
We'll have to save that
Hey.
for, I don't know.
Some
Maybe we
downtime.
could slip it in with Dan Whalen when
Some
the Boys and
downtime,
Girls
yeah.
Club. Yeah.
Home remedy.
Yeah.
fact that
Poor
he
Aaron
lied.
Rodgers. He's losing quite a bit of money.
The fact that he lied.
Yeah, quite a bit of
TV
money.
When directly asked, "Are you vaccinated?" He said, "Yeah." I've heard the clip. They played it on the fan. He said, "Yes," and
But I guess his definition of being vaccinated and the rest of the world are
it's
two
like
different things.
Horse medication from his vet. Come on,
right,
buddy.
right.
What if Mark Rosenberg would do that? Go out to Hurley Vet Hospital. Mark, I don't want to get the
Yeah,
vaccine.
right. Yeah, hey, Mark.
Give me some horse medicine.
Oh, that's funny.
So,
So, anyway, well,
we're-
we're at the bottom of the half hour already,
Out
Cameron.
there. So Dan will take us to break, and hopefully Dan Whalen will be joining us after the break.
Yes.
So,
Thank you, Nina Postupek, Cameron Rylance, and you're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920, 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. And this is Tuesday, November 9th, 36 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston, and we'll be right back.
Everyone is talking about healthcare these days. America spends twice that of other developed countries on our healthcare system, yet our health ranks near the bottom. How can we stop spending so much and getting so little? By shifting to a system that gives more patients access to strong primary care. Primary care can help make America healthy again. To learn more about the benefits of primary care, visit www.healthisprimary.org. This message is brought to you by America's Family Physicians.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can. But it's just as important to take time for yourself. AARP can help. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
this is Cameron Rylance. Many families in our area will not have a happy holiday, and the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund will help them. We are asking for your contribution to purchase children's clothes, toys, and food for seniors. You can drop off your contribution at the Boyce Brothers Dairy Milk House on O'Neill Street in Kingston. Thank you.
And we're back, and you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. Let's jump right to the on-air studio with Nina and Cam, because we have Dan on the phone.
All right, excellent. We are back, and joined on the line is Dan Whalen, the director of the Boys and Girls Club. Good morning, Dan.
Oh, wait.
Yep.
We're getting the
Hold on,
signal
listeners.
to hold on for a second.
We'll be right with you.
Okay.
Dan, are you with us?
Yes, morning.
Good morning. Dan Whalen, director of the Boys and Girls Club.
Hi, Dan.
Hey, Nina, how are you?
I am good. How about yourself?
Outstanding. Every day of life, there's no other option.
That's right.
Oh, Dan, you
beautiful.
motivate us even on this early morning show. You get us ready to go.
It's nice out this morning, though.
I love the time change.
Very, very nice. So, Dan, let's talk a little bit. Last week was Steak and Burger, which is a wonderful event. It was at the Chateau. So can we talk a little bit about that and the kids and the guest speaker and the huge success that it was?
Yeah, Stegenburger Dinner is just a great night. It's a night that our kids really look forward to all year. The premise of it, for those who aren't familiar, is we have a dinner. We held it at the Chateau, and people sponsor tables, businesses. They send 5 employees or friends, and you sit 5 adults at a table, 5 kids at a table. So you get to sit with the members. The members get a nice night out at a nice place. And again, it's Steak and Burger Dinner. In a role reversal, which is real cool, the kids get the steak and the adult gets the burger, which doesn't always work out that way because the kids want the burger. But
Right.
I'll trade you.
yeah, it's the idea behind it. But I mean, we had a full house. We had 2 great speakers, which I know me personally, I was kind of tied to both of them. That we had our main speaker was Zach Short, who we're all very familiar with,
wow.
Kingston grad, Major League Baseball player, and he was outstanding. Spoke from the heart. It was great. It was great for our kids. And then Brittany Parker, who is an assistant coach at Marist, and she actually coaches a kid that I used to have in basketball training. So I mean, I kind of know her in that program well.
Is that Ed Parker's daughter?
No,
Okay. All right. What sport does she coach?
Basketball.
Oh, excellent. So that's perfect.
Yeah.
Yes. And then she said she used to work or coach at the club?
No, she has a kid that. So before I moved home, I was working in Binghamton, and I had a player development program with a lot of basketball players, and one of my kids from there plays for her at Marist.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah, it's cool.
You said a full house. How many attendees were there?
Around 250.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a great turnout. And a lot of fun, too, because there's raffles for the kids where they can win a lot of prizes. So not only is it a great opportunity for the adults to interact with the kids, but the kids just have a great time. And you have the City of Kingston bus, right, that brings them up, Dan?
Which is in Ulster County.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean,
you
we
can't
wouldn't be able
brought
to do
them?
without
Okay.
them, and things got held up. Every year they wait for us. I can't give a bigger thank you to UCAT and the people there and the drivers that step up to help our kids get to the chateau.
That's great. Yeah. Well, if you had 100 or so kids going, that's several buses. So.
Yeah, we had 2 buses. You do I think it was 2 full trips in one, so about 5 buses.
Wow. Huh. That's great. I'm glad it worked out.
Yeah, it's a great event.
And that's a fundraiser for you guys, right?
Correct. Yeah, like I said, the sponsor the tables, and it helps, drive some revenue to the club. But also, the most important part is, honestly, the best part of the night is that the kids get a nice night out, and we get to interact and meet people in the community.
That's great.
Yeah, wonderful event, great event. And now it's getting towards the end of the year, so you're winding down, right? Coming up are a couple fundraisers, our Poinsettia Sales. Beautiful poinsettias. $10 a poinsettia, Dan?
11. Don't cut us short, Nina.
Okay, sorry about that. We don't want to lose that dollar.
When will that begin? And if you bring it, get an order form.
I will bring it. Okay.
When does that begin, Dan? The Poinsettia Sales, and how can people get a hold of that?
Yeah, so like Nina said, we're selling poinsettias. They're $11 a piece. We get them from the beautiful place in Selkirk. MK Greenhouse is the name of the place. And I always go up to pick them up, and it's like, for some reason, it's always snowing, wintry or cold, and you walk into this place, it's just like a tropical rainforest. It's so nice. So they're homegrown, good plants. We will, just before Thanksgiving, we'll be putting our order in, and we will be having the delivery and pickup on December 4th. Well, we're doing Kingston and so already, so December 3rd and 4th will be the pickup dates. And if someone is interested, they can contact a board member or contact me here at Club, and I can get them going with an order form. It's probably the easiest way to do it.
Definitely.
Yeah, which is great. And the poinsettias are beautiful. And they make a great gift if you buy them, or if you're going to have a holiday party. They're great to put around your home, or if you're doing a party out somewhere. So beautiful. And $11 is very reasonable for the plant, and plus you're helping the Boys and Girls Club.
It's a fundraiser, yeah.
Yes,
So.
yeah. And if
And
you,
Nina,
and
I
if
gotta
you,
tell you,
and
I
once you
don't
buy,
know what it is about these plants, and I don't know if it's normal with poinsettias, but every year another person tells me when we get the order form out, I still have mine from last year.
yeah, some of them do last, Dan. That's a really great point. You're absolutely right. It's amazing they bloom every year around the holidays.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And, Dan, once you buy your poinsettias and you're in the Christmas spirit, you can go down to Herzog's and buy your Christmas tree,
right,
because
that's
that
true.
money goes to the Boys and Girls. A portion of that money goes to the Boys and Girls Club also.
Nina, you are on fire today.
But all right, a personal testimonial. Those trees and the system that they had, the stand straight system where they drill the hole in it.
Yes.
Hands down, the best Christmas tree system everywhere. It holds a big amount of water. The spike is solid. They're always completely vertical. The cat can't knock it over. You gotta buy, listeners, trust me. I'm a Scrooge around Christmas sometimes, but you gotta get your tree from Herzog's with the stand straight system for the Boys and Girls Club. Hands down the best.
No, I get it. I was saying the same thing, Cam. I get it there. It's so seamless. You're in, you're out. It works so it goes up easy. It really is.
And the stand
This
is
is
perfect.
Nina's
Spike,
favorite.
you go,
It
"Wait."
is. It's
you
perfect.
just go doink, and it's standing straight up perfectly. They're the best.
Yeah, you keep it from year to year, your
Yep.
stand. You bring
Yep.
it down with you. Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
And that, when does that start? After Thanksgiving, probably, right? I'd hope.
Yeah,
Geez,
with
don't rush it. Don't rush the season.
Yep, no, absolutely.
Listen, I'm listening to Christmas music already. I'm not with you there, Cam. I'm ready.
I wait till Thanksgiving. Come on.
I'm ready.
All right, good. I applaud your holiday spirit. So, Well, good. Well, it started for me last Thursday, right, with the Happy Christmas Fund.
That's right.
So,
there you go. And we have to give, speaking of the holiday season, we have to give a shout out to ShopRite because they always do our Christmas party for the kids at the club. And amazing, the food that they bring and the spread that they put out. And they have music and fun night for the kids.
That's cool.
Yeah, and and then...
is that scheduled yet, Dan? Do you know?
Yeah. So our kids. So I mean, it's just a great event. It typically, just the angle on it is it's kind of the board's night to be with the kids, and the board kind of puts it on. And ShopRite comes in, like Nina said, and does a great spread. It's in Sorgerties, which is catered by Mirabella's, which again another amazing spread. They make great food.
Yeah.
They do it every year. Is on oh man, you're pushing me in a spot here. I want to say it's Wednesday, December 8th, and then the 14th is Kingston.
Excellent.
Yeah, which is great.
And the kids will come out the woodworks for it. It's just such a great energy and such a great night. Do games, music, activities. It's fun. And every kid gets food to go home with and cookies and desserts.
That's fantastic.
Great holiday spirit, I have to say. That's for sure.
I'm ready.
Now, Dan, I saw something in the paper with the club that caught my eye, and that was that Senator Hinchy was at the club.
Yes.
Can you speak a little bit to that?
Obviously we know the troubles that have been going on in this community, in most inner city communities in New York State, let alone around the country. There's been a big focus on teen gun violence. As you all know, we've lost 2 club members this year, the incidental teen gun violence. And funding came down through the state, and Senator Hinchy reached out to us to how can we help with this? How can we do this? How can we put this into tangible results for the epidemic that we have with gun violence? And we were one of the I think it was 5 or 6 recipient organizations of funding, and what that funding is going to help us to do is to strengthen our Friday night programs. So we're able to provide more program, and also the goal right now is we're lined up for January for the first time, and I think, Nina, you probably know better than me, definitely more than 5 years, to be open on Saturdays.
Oh, yeah, definitely more than 5 years, yes.
Huh.
So, I mean, it's just, people don't realize really what it all goes into it. You can say, you can receive some funding, but you need 2-3 bodies, right? You can't just put one person in the building alone.
That's big.
And then, beyond that, is it sustainable? You have to be able to sustain it. You can't do it for 2 months and then pull it away from the kids, right? It's something they lean on now.
Particularly, as summer comes around, too. That idle time on, Friday nights, Saturday afternoons, that, what do they say? Idle hands are the tool of the devil. So,
100%. I got to tell you, Cam, the amount of I'm Nina will tell you, I'm at work every day.
Yeah.
And every day when I leave or come through, I one of the things I do is I always drive a different way every day, and I go through the neighborhood and see different kids, different people, and I've just noticed so much about how the kids are wandering on Saturdays, and every time I stop to talk to them, and it's, can we go to the club? Can we go to the club?
Wow.
And it's like, yeah, come on, I'm going to do some work. I'll open it up for you for a little bit. But it's definitely a big need. And like you said, if kids are roaming around looking for something to do, they're going to find something to do.
Yeah.
So let's give them positive options so they don't find negative ones.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, no,
so
it's
this will be starting in January with the grant funding?
Yeah. I really want to jump on it a little sooner, but with the way strategically the holidays are on weekends.
Yes, that's right.
That's 2 weeks right there. Huh.
Right, to start it for 2 weeks, shut it down for 2 weeks, and then it would just be a lot of back and forth. So we'd rather provide it. Once we start it, it's the consistency. That's most important.
That's great.
And what would the hours be, Dan, on Saturdays for the club?
We're looking at 12 to 4 right now, but we'll move as the group needs.
Right, which is fantastic. And then what are some of the enhanced programming that you're looking for on Friday nights to do?
So, I mean, honestly, we've been open on Friday nights, and what it's really been, it's just been essentially volunteer effort. It's been us, staying late, volunteering our time, the staff, and then, Matt Stote, who's on our board, that spends a lot of time in the club on Friday nights. But it's only 1 or 2 of us. So now, we're looking to do teen nights more often. We had our first teen night before Halloween. 2 weeks before Halloween, we did a Halloween party here on a teen night. The club was open from 7 to 10, teens only, and we had 70 teens come.
Wow. Oh, that's fantastic!
Great.
It was amazing. The house was packed. It was loud. Everyone had a great time. There was prizes, games, fun. The staff was outstanding. The kids were outstanding. So again, like we said about the Saturdays, there's a need, right? If we open up and do a full speed teen night, we get 70 teens. So we know that there's a need and that it's wanted.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's
And-
good.
The following week, the Friday before Halloween, we had just on a Friday night, us staying late, hanging out. We just had a great night. We had probably 25 of the teams playing basketball, and then we saw 100 kids on that Friday. We get to, I told you guys before, we get the donated pizzas from Pie for the People, which is big for us. And we saw over 100 kids on Friday, and then the staff took the younger kids. If you guys don't know, if you're not familiar with club, our club ghost is Herman. So they went on a hunt for Herman. They turned all the lights out and went around with flashlights, and the kids just had a great time.
That's great.
That's fantastic.
I mean, frankly, what's the biggest obstacle to keeping you open more? But funding to pay staff?
Yeah, probably. And like I said, we with this grant we just received, and then also a couple other things that have fallen in line. We're looking to try to expand more upon our hours, and do the best we can.
And
yeah, I mean that's it. Like I said, here's the thing too is you need reliable people, right? So you're kind of looking at these full-time people to you need at least one of them in the building. When you have a full-time employee, there's a lot of benefits and cost that comes along with it, opposed to just the salary.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And also, Cam, too, we're going to be open. We don't want to just open. One of my messages to the staff is that, thanks to some of the funding we've received, that I don't want it to be just we're open. I need 2 people in the building to be open, but then I want a full-time staff to come in and say, what are we doing today? All right, you know what? I'm going to sign up for this Saturday. We're going bowling.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go for this Saturday. We're going pumpkin picking. Get them out. Get them going and do targeted activities, because that's what really the kids show up for.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it demonstrates more the need for funding and, people to support your fundraisers and your good work. So I brought that up for...
The one thing I will say is with us is as you can see, right, we have been received this funding. When we're funded, we do more. We whatever there's, you support this organization. One thing I will say, and being on the inside and seeing what it looks like, is it just produces more, and it's the greatest part about being able to plan and be the person who is on top of this organization is that you see people support and then you see more just happen.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you know what people don't realize, too? You have a very difficult job in the respect that you have teenagers and then you have the 8 and 10 and 12-year-olds, too. So, it's very difficult. You have to find programming that's going to meet so many different age groups and attract so many different age groups. And in addition, give each of them their space that they need to enjoy those activities and keep them not separated, but give them the ability to really be together in their own age groups. So it's not an easy thing to do at both the Sororities Club and the Kingston Club.
No, for sure. And you hit it right on the head, Nina, because, that's one of the biggest struggles is you have to make sure that the groups are separated because, kids will open up and have conversations with you, but not if they're not comfortable. And all the kids are comfortable with our staff. That's who they go to. But if there's an 8-year-old and there's a 15-year-old around, they might not be comfortable because it's an older person. Yeah. Or the opposite. The conversation with the 15-year-old may not be suitable for the 8-year-old. And you have to give them their spaces to talk, bond, and grow. And likewise, there's, conversations between 15, 16-year-olds that you may not necessarily want, a couple 8-year-olds hearing, So, and they're positive conversations. They're not bad conversations. It's just not suitable for an 8-year-old. Yeah, exactly. And even physical. I mean, the size of, the height of the toilets, the size of chairs are different, so... Right. I hadn't really thought of that complexity until you just said it, like the disparity of physical sizes and mental, or emotional development or, maturity, I guess is what you're saying. Yep. Yeah. Huh.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, Dan, but our club's a little unique in the fact that most boys and girls clubs nationwide cater more to younger children and do more of a daycare type of thing. And the teens are where they struggle to pull the teens in. National has had campaigns to get teens in. And Dan has been hugely successful with teens right from the start. And that speaks volumes because, they lose the teens a lot, once they start hitting that 14, 15 age group, and Dan's been hugely successful in retaining membership at that age group. So that speaks volumes to have those kids at the club. That's so important because those are the years that things begin to happen.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead, Dan.
you know, it's like you said, all clubs are different, and that's what a lot of people don't know. Is that, you know, I keep trying to preach out that yes, it's a national organization, but we're on our own. We're autonomous clubs, and we all run our clubs the way we want to, and we all are on our own financially. So, like you said, we're one of the largest, if not the largest percentage. I haven't seen the numbers in the last year, but I'm sure it's right online with a teen population in the nation for boys and girls clubs. And that's a testament to the staff and the relationships that they build, because the only way you get teenagers to continue to keep coming is the relationship that they have with you.
Yes.
It's not, yes, there are good activities, but that's what gets them to come once a week, right? To come show up for the activity, but to show up every day, it's for the relationship. And that's, we have a great team. I mean, and I'm not just saying that. I wouldn't. It's every single person on this team is 100% driven to the mission, and they go out of their way for their kids, and the kids see that, and they respect it.
Yeah. And to me, that's the most important demographic, that young teenage years.
Right.
When your path, your life is a fork in the road at that moment. So to me, that's fantastic. That's interesting that nationwide we're high in the teens. That's great. Seems like where we should be.
There's more that goes into it too, Cam. And I won't get into the complexities, but a lot of like Nina said, have moved toward molds of the younger kids. They're in the schools more. They're in the younger age brackets. There's also a different fee base. We're one of the few. I would say we're in the lower. Yeah, one of the few old school clubs that are still around that are $10 a year. That's not a thing for most people.
That's true.
So what we do have here is special, and that's part of it too. Teens, can't often, right? Teens are kind of like, hey, get a job, you got to pay for it. You're getting to that age, and they don't have that. But here, they can still be here.
Yeah, it's affordable for them. That's a really great point. Yeah, absolutely, Dan. And we're blessed because we have a community that really supports the club, not only financially, but volunteering-wise. And just like you mentioned with Senator Hinchy, obtaining grants, the city of Kingston with the block funding. So there's so many revenue streams, and that's because of the support, and allows Dan to do what he does every day.
Yeah, it's great.
Right?
It's the best community in the world. Love it. Couldn't be happier.
There you go.
And the board, too. There's a very active board. So,
yeah, they're okay. Nina, you're all right.
A couple of them are all right.
No, it really is. And I got to say, too, I hear from other Boys and Girls Clubs or other organizations around the nation, and they talk about how hard it is to engage their board. It is not difficult to engage this board. If you ask them to be there, they're there. They'll be with the kids. They'll raise the funds. They'll work, look at grants. They'll send opportunities your way. We're very, very lucky to have an extremely engaged board.
Yep. Great group of people working together off a common cause. And Dan, you do a fantastic job, as well as the staff, in accomplishing what you do every single day. So,
how big is your staff, Dan? How many people you got?
You'd be surprised.
Full-time and part-time.
We have 7 full-time staff. However, again, in crazy world, right? We have one out on maternity leave, and we have one 8 months pregnant. So we'll be down one for a couple months still. We can't wait to get back to full. But 7 full time, including the school sites and everything in Saugerties with part timers, we're about 25.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot, right?
Well, we have a lot of, when you get into the school sites in Saugerties, you have, less ratio per kid with a younger kid, and you need a couple more bodies there.
Yeah. How is the school program going, Dan?
It's good. Everything with schools and growth is a slow roll. So we're definitely down from where we used to be, but with a strong base. I mean, we have about 70 kids in the after-school programs. We're in 2 schools. We were in Mount Marion before we ended up having to close that one. We didn't get a large push, and also it was at the time when, and it still is hard, where finding staff was near impossible, and we just couldn't, pull it together.
Right.
But we do bus some of those kids to the club, to the main clubhouse on Partition Street.
That's great. And that's another, serves such a purpose for parents after school who are working, and the opportunity for the kids to be in a safe environment at the club.
Economical.
Yes, that's true. Yeah,
private childcare.
I can tell you firsthand, right? My kid is in the Riccardi program, and I don't know what I'd do if I had to find a babysitter at 3:30 in the afternoon because I can't get home in time from work.
Yeah. Oh.
It's just perfect. They get to interact with kids, and the coolest thing about that program too, which I always tell people to sell, is yes, you get your homework done. Yes, your kid is safe. Yes, all these programs and such and the fun. But when you go into like sports activities or theater activities or anything in the community, art, the kids all know each other already. So there's not that element of oh, I don't know these kids, and that fear.
Oh, yeah.
So you're at Riccardi and you get 45 kids. That's 45 kids that you know outside of your classroom. So anything you go into the community, these kids all know each other, and it's a good community feel. They all say hi, they all play, they all know each other.
Yeah, meeting kids from other schools too. So when you go up, into the junior high level, when 4 elementary schools are shuffled together, kids.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's like Mike Tiano and Bill Murphy run a great basketball program for SAA and Saugerties, and it's just you walk into a room, and if you have a 6, 7, 8-year-old, there's 60 people in the place. That's intimidating.
Yeah.
Until you see that 10 of them, and then they run over and play with them, and it kind of eases into a situation where kids would usually clam up.
Yeah. Hey, Dan, I don't mean to interrupt, but we have a caller. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hi, good morning. I just wanted to know if Dan was there.
We're having trouble.
Could you please speak up more? Speak up much more clearly into your phone.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is the age for these children when they age out of the boys' club? I had an incident with a young man who was a special student and was leaving the high school, and I believe he turned 16. And he was very upset because now he could no longer attend a boys' club. And a lot of times these special students relate to the younger age group. So, it was a double whammy. He not only was leaving the high school, but he was also losing his after school, where he spent a lot of time. So, I don't know whether age, just because you turn 16, you have to leave, or is it a one-on-one basis that somebody at the boys' club thinks that this young man or young woman would benefit to stay there longer because they have no place to go. And I was just wondering, what is the age or what is the rule for these young people? Because it seems to me that, when you talk teens, a lot of people, the listeners here, are thinking teens all the way up to 20 years old, and I don't believe that's so. And with what Michelle Hinchy had spoke about with gun violence, I would think we're losing the ability to capture these students from say, the age of 16 to 19. And that's what I just wanted to bring up. I understand the program, but, are we just, putting these kids out at a vulnerable time back onto the street? And it seems that all the hard work that the Boys Club has done seems just to get exhausted. And I just wish, can we just speak on that a little bit and, see where it goes? Maybe we need to increase the age for some of these people. And I'm going to hang up so you can speak about it.
Thank you, caller, for calling in. Dan, you probably
I'm
have thoughts on this.
I'm on a phone, so I have to grab a lot of that. Can you guys help me?
Yeah, the caller was concerned about a particular individual that had some perhaps special needs that identified with, younger age set of kids. And because he was turning 16, he seemed to be pinched, aged out or got too old for the club. And the caller was just interested in that, if that is the fact, teenagers need the most, 16 to 18, 19, they need, guidance and structure as well. And he was just wondering if there's a formal age-out age, or if the way that you could perhaps increase the age of eligibility or something.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Again, because of course every situation is different. So we age out at 18, after 18. So once you turn 19, or high school, right? So one or the other. If you're 19, you're still in high school. We will still work with that kid. Once they get out, that's kind of a national thing. That's 8 to 18 facilities. We reach a little lower when we're in elementary schools, but that's kind of where it is. I agree 100%. What we try to do, if we do have members that are active and that are aging out and really still need to use our services, we do look to try to have them as junior counselors, right, to start to come in and mentor some of the younger kids and help us around the club. We give jobs, volunteer opportunities. We also, we actually have a former member who's 20 working for us right now. And, a big part of that is he's a great employee, very helpful, but it's a lot of it on our end is how do we build these job skills so that, this isn't a forever thing. We're just trying to build these skills and get you ready to, to go out on your own. And I agree 100%. I mean, I've said openly that I think that the teens are the most vulnerable. That's what we do. But one of the toughest things for me is that when a kid turns 19, just saying, all of a sudden all the services stop. And it's everywhere. It's across the board. We say, you're an adult. Figure it out. And I know at 19, I didn't know what I was doing. And, there's some, we definitely have a need for services in the community. And I will say in a very vague manner, which I'm sure Nina will appreciate, that I'm open and had conversations about what are we doing for this age bracket, and it is a focus on this organization. The conversation, we're not there yet, but we see the need, we understand it, and we're trying to see what we can do to respond to it.
Good. Well, being responsive is the best you can do. So maybe I don't know, maybe you could perhaps contact Dan. Maybe on an individual basis, this young person could stay involved. So
right, absolutely. Dan, quickly give some contact information, how to reach you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, anyone who wants to get in contact, especially caller, please reach out where I can have a conversation. I can hear you a little bit. I would love to interact more. You can call the club at 845, the Kingston Club, 845-338-8666. That's the main office. If you want information on the Sororities Club, you can reach out to Sororities, typically after 12 o'clock. Ask for Lindsay. It's 246-7671. And then email, anything you need to email. My long email, which is probably better for you to check on the website, is dwhalen, WHALEN, @ B as in boy, G as in girl, clubs, ulstercounty.org.
Excellent.
Great.
Dan, thank you so much.
Thanks, Dan.
Keep up the good work, and good luck with your poinsettias and all this other stuff coming up. And
have a good Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you next month.
You got it.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay,
Yep.
take care.
All right.
Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Nina Postapak, Cameron Rylance, and a very, very, very special thanks to Dan Whalen, Boys and Girls Club, Ulster County. And you're with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, WGHQ, and our live streaming on mykcr.org. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio has been brought to you by Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, 1099 Morton Boulevard in Kingston. We'll be right back after these messages.
Okay, man, this is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. Cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Show the world that you're tougher than tough. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
This is Nina Postapak. Once again, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund is asking you to help the needy this holiday season. For the last 50 years, the WGHQ Happy Christmas Fund has helped less fortunate families have a happier holiday. Look for our collection boxes at the local branches of the Ulster Federal Credit Union, Roundout Savings Bank, the Mid-Hudson Valley Federal Credit Union, Ulster Savings Bank, and at Cantine Field and Sororities. Thank you and have a happy Christmas.
And we're back, and thank you for being with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM, and streaming online at mykcr.org. This morning's program, this section of KCR, is brought to you by Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. And again, this is 37 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston, Tuesday, November 9th, and today, sunny with a little partly cloudiness with a high of 64. Tonight, cloudy with a low of 44. And let's see, Wednesday is going to be partly cloudy skies, which means mainly sunny skies, with a high of 61. And Wednesday night, a few clouds, a low near 30. And Thursday, coming to Thursday, we have mainly cloudy with a high of 56. And then Thursday night, a low of 43 with a 90% chance of rain showers overnight. Let's get back to the on-air studio. Nina Poshpak, Cameron Rylance, Carl Brown, and
Steve Blauweiss. There you go.
Steve Blauweiss.
But first,
Sorry,
hold on,
Steve.
pump the brakes. We have a couple announcements to make.
We do. What time of the day is it? It's
That's
birthday,
his birthday time. So we have one official birthday, November 9th, for the Boyce Brothers Dairy Cow Pie giveaway. We want to wish a very happy birthday to Bonnie Stewart from your friends at People's Place. So, Bonnie, congratulations.
Birthday, Bonnie.
You are the winner of today's cow pie giveaway. So go see the fine folks at 62 O'Neill Street, Boyce Brothers Dairy. Load up on all your necessary dairy goods and enjoy your birthday. Now, Nina has a special birthday announcement.
Yes, well, we all want to wish this person a very, very happy birthday, and that is Tony Mormo. Today is Tony's birthday,
Doesn't
and
he
you
have
hear
a
him
nickname?
every Thursday, right?
Tony have a nickname? With Italian
Stallion,
Italian
something like that, Tony.
Happy birthday, Tony.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Tony.
birthday, Tony.
I love you, and happy birthday.
Celebrate in style tonight. So,
There you go.
There you go. So, Carl, let's not waste any time because I want to hear what your guest has to say.
Well,
we love this guy.
We have Stephen Blauwas, a new person to the area. No. Anyway, the author of the story of historic Kingston. If you guys haven't heard about it, this is going to be an exciting read. The author actually put a 450-page document.
I don't want to get my
Yeah, well, yeah, we know.
Karen Borelowitz.
Karen, yes.
Yeah, Karen Belowitz is the other co-author of this actual book, but it's taking Kingston from the actual Ice Age, almost basically, into our present day. So if you haven't gotten a chance, get a chance to read this book when it comes out. And that that's the question, Steve. When's the book coming out?
All right. Well, I want to give an official update because we were hoping for Christmas, and we're just almost on 4 years working on this. So it's a giant project.
It's like the Olympics.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
there you go.
Exactly.
This is your Olympian challenge
Right.
here.
It's true. And so we are so close. The writing part is basically done. We're just vetting some very small facts because we really want this to be, perfectly good information. We worked really hard on research, and there's so many things. Even certain books don't have. Even some of our favorite authors have little mistakes. We're going to probably have a handful because it's almost 500 pages, 75,000 words. Yeah. But the thing that really attracts people and really sets us apart is that we have almost 1,000 images. But I'm avoiding the question. No. So basically, we're poised now, and we did. Not only was the work hard, and that's the main reason for the delay, but also this summer was really rough for me. My mom turned 88 last spring, and then she was very ill, and then she died in September. And
so sorry.
So we were trying to get her up here, and ironically, we were poised so hard I was running back to the city on and off and things like that, and we were trying to get her to Hudson Valley Senior Residence, which we were so close, and then it just closed. Yeah. I mean, it would have made her nuts if she had just moved into anyway. So it's been a rough year for everyone, and then with that particular thing. But the main reason is just we really have so much work that we're vetting and everything. So the writing part is all but done. We have a few little checking here and there. And then in earnest, I'm going through all the images because in addition to being an historian and a filmmaker, and we actually, like in parentheses, call the book a documentary in print, a documentary film in print, because it kind of really is like that.
Yeah, that's very true.
And so each image, I've been doing photo restoration for 30 years. I've been teaching Photoshop for that long. And so I really take it very seriously and you've all seen the draft copy. And so each image just particularly I make it look as good as possible. So that's almost 1,000 images. So we'll probably finish the book, I think, around the new year, and then it'll be within, a month or so after that. So
sometime.
yeah. And then Yep, and then I have to give credit to actually Taylor Brook, because of course I knew from working on Lost Ronda, which is now almost going on close to 10 years ago when we first started, not released. But, and then of course the combining of Ronda downtown as a separate village and uptown in 1872, building the city hall, creating really Midtown. But since I'm terrible in maths all my life to this day, I didn't think of 150 years as next year. So that'll be a perfect anniversary. But if anyone asks, don't tell anyone. But if anyone asks, we planned it that way.
That's right. There you go. And the 150th.
Should have just said that on the radio, but that's okay.
So, anyway, that brings you up to date on the schedule.
Yeah, that's great.
Fantastic.
But I mean, in the future, this is going to be a reference.
Yeah,
for
we're hoping it'll be the Bible.
Yeah,
with
other writers and filmmakers and whoever.
Correct.
Right. This will be a academic,
a go-to for sure,
a cited reference or whatever.
Yes, I believe so. Because
thank you. Your adherence to detail. Because it's going to live on.
And the thing about this project is it's about all the connections. In fact, we even put it in the title. It's slightly different now. The story of Kingston, and it's including 950 images, although there's more than that actually, and its connections with the Catskills we had before Hudson Valley, Catskills and New York City. So I mangled that a bit saying it, but the whole idea that it's about the connection. So we don't go super deep into any one particular subject because there have been wonderful and are wonderful books that we've used, and I still recommend them, for any number of going deeper into the subjects. But what we're doing here I think for the first time is connecting so many things. And there is a lot of original research in here that we've tapped and culled little information and put things all in one place. Like I confidently feel like photographically and for one subject in particular is Kingston Point Park. I've never seen any one place where this book will have, where you have the most cohesive imagy and explain the whole story.
Yeah. Nina's you've seen those famous couple postcard
table of content.
Couple postcard images that exist. A Dayliner there, the bandstand, but they're disparate and not in context with each other. And the timeline is this 1910 or is it 1922?
And that's an excellent
point.
The
thing is, the pitch is worth 1,000 words. It really is.
Right.
And congratulations. I mean, you did an awesome job on this book. When I started looking through some of these pictures, I'm looking at old pictures of Schechter's downtown in Kingston. You've never seen a picture like that. I mean, everybody's from Kingston. You remember Friends of Kingston and stuff like that, where they post out pictures on Facebook?
Yeah. I'm from Kingston.
I've never seen a picture of Schechter's, and we used to go to that store all the time.
That was your neighborhood.
Billy Costello, Alan Williams, all of the old downtown guys. But thank you so much for that.
No, we have many, countless unpublished, never before published photos in here. And to your point, Cameron, there's also just postcards alone. I think we have like 138 postcards.
Wow.
And it's interesting. One of the things and then we point out things. So we put things in context. So we do historical context and like I said, connecting things to New York City, how to something stand within time and evolve. And then also we point out, because part of the fun is to analyze the photograph and say, by the way, look at the corner of that, the upper left corner is something interesting. And one more thing to Cameron's point is, especially the postcards, but in general, in photographs in general of a particular location like Wall Street or something as things evolve. But when you look at those postcards of Kingston Point, for instance, they span over, let's say, about 40 years. And they added things over time. So this Ferris wheel wasn't there at the beginning and things like that.
I've never seen a Ferris wheel.
Well, we have a couple of great photographs of it.
And that's the nice thing, what you're doing right there. You're bringing out stuff that will attract not only just Kingstonians, but people from the Hudson Valley to look at not only the landscaping, the architecture, all of that. I mean, it's unbelievable. Good job.
Thanks.
Good job.
Cameron's looking at it. I was going to, the draft copy, Nina had the draft copy, and she was starting to look, and I was going to help her, but she used the table of contents, which was very clever of her.
Sometimes you just.
Can you imagine something like that was in Kingston?
I know,
It's
and
just like we're like in another
millions
world.
of people at its peak during World War I came up, and that story alone. So that's a great story.
My grandmother, my father's mother, came up on the Dayliner when she was a little girl.
Right. So the Dayliner, which we have actually the few pages before this lead up to this, because this is a wonderful, again, how I talk about the connection. We talk about the connection. Look at this. There was Dayliners and Nightliners. So this is like a perfect example of how to connect. So obviously it connects to New York City already. Even we have the schedule here on the next page. The schedule starting in Brooklyn.
Like you can buy a ticket right now.
Yeah, exactly. Going to starting in Brooklyn. Then it would have two stops in Manhattan, and then as you came up all the way, and then when people arrived, as you were saying, some would continue to Albany, some would come up just for the day, some would jump up the railroad, which was the real ploy behind that story, where Kirkendall built this park so he could he added the train, the U&D Railroad, the Ulster and Delaware, which the last stop was in Rondout.
Wow.
He brought it an extra mile to the park, and then that was to go out to the Catskills, where people were going to all these hotels. They had their own
that their
hotels.
friends owned.
That
and,
is
interesting.
Exactly. And even his father-in-law, Thomas Cornell, had opened the Grand Hotel. Yeah. So, and then it goes on and on like that.
Nice.
And then, sorry, one more thing. It's really about Kingston. But we also tap into the whole beginning part. And sitting here with the county clerk of Ulster County, is that whole amazing, bottomless well of information of what Ulster County has been over the years is just incredible, and Kingston itself,
Yeah, so the book, I think the way the book is set up is really very, very special, because it starts out with Ulster County and beyond, right? So it starts out, and you say starting with the Ice Age, and it goes right through about the mountain houses, the Hudson River, school painters, ice harvesting.
Yeah.
So everything about Ulster County, and really the foundation of the second part, which is historic Kingston. And then the whole second part of the book is all about Kingston, the historic buildings, houses of worship, uptown shops and businesses, banks and hotels, and then, of course, the most important forgotten neighborhoods.
Yes, yes,
right?
yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Higginsville and the Seal College. And it is a good way to look at it, like the second half, and the way this is laid out makes that clear. But actually, it's about 1/4 of the book is the opening part about Ulster County, which happens to have 1/3 of the images. So it's a strange combination. But then the other thing that I really did treat it like a documentary film, which is kind of my training. And that we interviewed a lot of people. So Ed Nikos, we interviewed him, got original photographs about Nikos, starting as the candy and ice cream store in 1901, have the original interior with marble countertops and things like that. So, interviewing others, Sue Yalom about her family, and another great one is Paul Gallo with Mohegan. And then it turns out that Stan Zaborski's dad, he's actually Stan Zaborski the third. And then he has his father and grandfather were also Stans. His father and grandfather were bakers. Both worked in the Mohegan. Then his dad, before he started out with Stan's, where Gary has that on Albany Avenue, he had a bakery himself for a while. Wow. So stuff like that, we've just had a ball with this.
So we're walking down not only old history but living history.
Yeah, right.
And anyone that's listening right here that's a part of Kingston, the Hudson Valley, New York State, this is a awesome book. And the nice thing is you can be part of this book. You can sponsor this book. Is that correct?
That's correct. There's still time, and thank you for mentioning that, because we're doing it as a self-publishing, which we did. And like when my daughter, who just turned 17 when she was 3, she's like, "You're not my boss." So I think she got that from me, I guess. So we never liked working for a boss. So we didn't want to do a publisher. They have a lot of say in it. So it is a bigger struggle. We had to go around, but it makes it more of a community project.
Absolutely.
So if anyone is interested, there's still time, and it's Hudson Valley historyandart.com.
Fantastic. Tell us about the contribution, the sponsorship levels. And while you're listening to this, guys, just think about this. I'm going to ask him another question about the distribution channels. Where are these books going to be at? So if you're putting your dollar to good use, this is a good investment. Go ahead, tell us about the sponsor.
Well, this has many aspects where it's a good thing to do. One is you're going to get this amazing book with all this information, rare photos, all curated over 4 years of deep research and love into this on every aspect, thoroughly researched. And the book will sell for $75. It's a little high, I admit, but it's hardcover. But again, almost 1,000 photographs and 500 pages. And then, so then what we're doing is we have a community level sponsor, so it's $100. So it's only $25 more than it'll be later. And then one gets to know that you helped us publish, because it really does make a big difference, because it's literally about $50,000. Just to, we get the, and then we hand that to the printer.
Having a printing background, that's a chunk of change.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that.
And then delivery and everything. So,
so for $75, if you were going to buy this book, you would buy it
When
for
it's out,
$75. So for $25 more, you can contribute to this book, be a sponsor, be recognized within the book,
your name's
and get
in it.
the,
You get a book with that.
So
Exactly.
it's really costing you $25 if
Exactly.
you're planning on buying the book anyway.
Exactly, and your name's in it. And then the other thing that Carl's intimating there is that we have a lot of flexibility. So a couple, there's enough room to have a couple's name in there. You could have it in memory of someone. In fact, we have a whole section in memory of or in honor of. And there's business names, and then there's higher levels. And you always get a book or more depending on the level. And so
This is the perfect gift for.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Like
For a
my
Kingstonian?
parents.
Oh, my
Or
gosh.
someone that has moved away.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A retiree down
exactly.
in Florida. They would be. I'm like they're going to drool over this.
Absolutely.
book, so.
But one more thing, sorry.
I'm sorry.
And then just to because we were hoping to have it for Christmas, and we're just going to be a little late, we are going to, for anyone who's come in so far, just to let everyone know, we will let them know formally, and anyone now who's listening, we are going to print a little postcard, like more of a card that opens, like a thank you card that will be for anyone who would like to have given it for Christmas or is planning, so they can give that and say, by the way, they're working on it, it's almost done, and you are getting this for Christmas.
Oh, that's a great
so we're going
idea.
to send that to anyone who wants it.
Nice.
Oh, that's really
Either
a great
if they
idea.
come in from here on in through the next month or so, or whoever's been before.
And then you have the business level, and then you have another level.
There are higher levels, and people can look at that on the website at HudsonValleyHistoryandArt.com. Now, I just want to change gears for 1 second, because the timing is just coincidental but totally related.
You got 9 minutes.
9 minutes?
You got 9 minutes.
Oh,
Whatever you want.
Plenty of time.
I'll talk slower. No. So one thing that ties in is, everyone knows that we're pretty good at getting the word out and stuff like that. And one of the things that I had been inspired by, Getty had told me years ago that when he was working with Alf Evers on the book about Kingston and the Woodstock book, he serialized the book, and it's been done before, with Washington Irving, even, who we have in the book, with Rip Van Winkle and everything like that. So I always had that in mind. And then earlier this year, I said, I wonder if Getty would be interested in, as we're working on it, to serialize once a week. He said yes. So we've been doing it since in the Hudson Valley one, kind of what we used to be the Kingston Times. So we got a full page. I designed it, so I felt like I, again, had some control, and we write it to fit, and then they make that work. It's been a good relationship where I think we're about on this Thursday will be, I think, our 17th week in a row. So we're going to continue that. And so we take the subject. So that's one thing that we've been doing. And then this is what I really wanted to say just now is, so I was also looking for a place to display somewhere in the window. We have all these great images about the book, but about the neighborhood. And then I was talking to Paul Bikert from Timely Signs, and I told him about that. And he mentioned that Ulster Savings Bank, this is their 170th anniversary. And this was a couple of months ago. And he said, they're a sponsor. They know your book. John Finch, I know through the Friends of Historic Kingston. And he said this would be a good match. They were thinking of doing something to celebrate. So tomorrow, we're working on it for a few months. I created 2 original kind of collages. So I took 15 subjects, just literally, if you're standing, if you think about, let's say it's everyone knows it's right across from the courthouse on Wall Street. And so literally standing in that spot, let's say in front of the courthouse, or if you turn around to the bank, I took 15 subjects that are all within sight of that. historic subjects.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That go all the way from, obviously, the courthouse. Nice. John Jay writing the Constitution for New York State in the courthouse, as Nina knows all this stuff 1,000 times better than I do. But and then also and then we, of course, interviewed. I'm just doing a sidebar here of Paul O'Neill. So he taught me about. Gouverneur, funny name, Morris, and then who left and then went to when they were writing the U.S. Constitution, and that's how a lot of the ideas from the New York Constitution got into all that kind of stuff. Sojourner Truth, and of course the church and the hobgoblin and stuff like that. So it's 25 feet long, and it's 7 panels, including some information about the book. So that goes up tomorrow.
That's great.
That's going to be up at least through the end of the year.
Through the holidays.
Right. And so there's
the farmers market right across the driveway right there.
Yep, exactly. And then so I made it like the other museum kind of exhibitions that we've been doing over the years. So there's a lot of information there. So you could see it at any. Usually I'm a little disappointed like that people. Oh, it's not the whatever gallery we've done something. It's not open until that. So this is there if
all the time.
If you have a hankering at 3 in the morning, just go over.
Bring a flashlight.
Exactly.
Hey, not to reel you back in, but when these people donate for your book or be a sponsor, let's talk about, it's not only history, but they'll be in history also. So
exactly.
Tell us about your distribution channel. So anybody listening, when they pick up your book, your name will be in there. Where are they going to be distributed?
So the thing that's wonderful is that so many stores have loved what we're doing and even participating. So and then with our much smaller interest was our previous book that people might know about, the post office. So even that one did pretty well, and we got that one in Barnes and Noble. And and in fact, I don't know if anyone knows it. I didn't know that we were so particularly selected, but when they reopened Barnes & Noble about a month ago, they had asked us to come for the ribbon cutting, and we thought, we'll be with a few other authors. It was just us. And Karen did the ribbon cutting, so it'll be there.
She did,
yeah.
There you go.
Barnes & Noble?
Barnes & Noble, and then Adams has it, and of course Rough Draft, all the books, as many of the local stores. In fact, we sell a lot of books even from Herzog's.
Herzog's
has a great.
And they're in it, of course, because they're part of the history.
Lumberyard and all that, yeah.
So, we've just been having a ball, and so it touches on, as we said, we start wide with the broad Ulster County history, and then we go more and more focused into individual families, shops, seeing. Oh, and then one of you mentioned, I think it was Carl actually, about there's a contemporary aspect too. So it's not only the history, and that's something that means so much to me, is that. Yeah. Always bringing it throughout the book, and Nina knows who got to look at it over the summer, right? And is that we always bring it forward. Like, so for instance, the Person House is a current museum. So we show not only that it was the history of it, but bring it to there. The Canal Museum, photographs, or as you mentioned earlier, Cameron, about postcards. Many of the postcards will go and find the exact location, sometimes with our drone, and then we match those, and you see then and now. Nice. One of my favorites.
Which is, right?
Awesome.
Two of my favorites of those are, one is Rosendale on 213, right by the train bridge trail.
Yes,
and then
awesome
you see,
site.
Looking down at the what was the canal at the time, next to the creek, and then you see 213 today. So those
that's got to blow your mind. Like,
exactly.
Where did it go?
I know.
Yeah.
That's like the industrial might that used to be downtown, like the Island
Iron
Dock
Works,
and
exactly.
the ice houses, and
exactly.
There was a row of building in front of Mariners. I mean, that whole row
Right.
of buildings is gone.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
He's got pictures of Island Dock where that boat is out there. Remember? You ever see the boat that you can halfway see it? It's like buried.
Yeah, it's sunk in the
canal
mud.
boats.
But it's
Exactly.
still there. It's still there.
There's
still
yeah.
some.
He's showing a picture when it was fresh,
floating.
so
Right.
you can actually see the
Yeah,
whole.
That one's from about 50, 60 years ago.
Crazy.
Yeah, that is. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
So there's so much in here. It's a true journey. Oh, and one more thing is that all the work that we do, and by the way, I also like to mention that at our website at Hudson Valley History and Art, we do a series of talks, of multimedia Zoom talks, and they will resume the Zoom talks in the new year. And we're doing some brand new ones like Rondout, Then and Now.
Oh, that's
Uptown Kingston, Then and Now. A variety of ones, and those are all free. One just has to go to the website, and then you look under photo talks, and then you just sign up. You get the link for free, and then those are really fun. But to that point, one of the things with all the different presentations, so that's one. We do theatrical stuff when in the before times. Hopefully one day we'll do them again. It's certainly maybe outdoors. And then the books, exhibitions, things like that. We also wanted so that if someone comes up for the weekend, and we have found this balance, which is not easy to do, which is literally to have something engaging and understandable for someone literally who comes up for the first time, even with no connections to Kingston, and can get it, understand, and appreciate it, and those multi-generational people, and we know some of the experts, I'm sitting here with one right now, and then still can find you, Nina, Jean Dorner, the top people that I can make a short list who have told me personally, like, I didn't know this and that Lowell thing, have all said, I didn't know that, and so that's so exciting, and not a lot can we do that, but we can, it's just a great feeling.
It is.
How do people get in touch with you again to donate?
Yeah, so it's Hudson Valley historyandart.com. And like I said, there's lots of things on the side, even short films that are there about the history and art.
Yes, absolutely. I encourage
All
everybody
free.
that's listening, go on, yes, all free too. Go on the website, or if you have any questions for Steve or Karen, you can call.
Absolutely.
Right?
Call or email.
339-7834, or Karen at blawasmedia.com.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you all.
Carl, thank you.
Yes,
Great
thank
job.
you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you found him. Steve, again,
I drug him up here. He had to buy me a cup of coffee.
there you go. It's been a good
pleasure.
Monkey Joe's.
With
There you go. Good stuff. So cool. All right. Thanks again. And Dan, why don't you take us to break?
Thank you, Nina Postupak, Cameron Rylance, Carl Brown, Stephen Blauweiss. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the service that you're doing for Kingston and the surrounding areas. It's indomitable. It's now at the bottom of the hour, and you're with us on Kingston Community Radio, KCR, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. 37 degrees right now here in Uptown Kingston, and it's November 9th. Tuesday, November 9th, a Super Tuesday, and a terrific Tuesday. This morning program brought to you by Robert Baum Commercial Realty, located at 79 St. James Street, Kingston, New York. Visit rgbaum.com for more information. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hi, this is Tony Marmo from Norman Staffing, and we've been bringing together employers and job seekers since 1980. If you're an employer and have job vacancies, let Norman Staffing help fill them with permanent or temporary workers. We screen, interview, and recommend the best candidates for your company. We make the employment process easier and faster for you. Please call Norman Staffing for your employment needs at 338-9111, 338-9111, or normanstaffing.com.
My name is Hunter Hayes, and I know my buzzed warning signs. When I know I'm going out, I know I'm going to start with calling for a ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love this song! I love nachos.
Loving everything? You might be buzzed.
You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Hi, my name's Maggie. I'm from Copake, and I support Kingston Community Radio, and so should you.
And we're back. You're listening to KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. This upcoming portion of Kingston Community Radio is brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank, always working for you and our community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park. Also, online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Sunny to partly cloudy today with a high of 64, and cloudy with a slight chance of a rain shower 20% chance of a rain shower on Tuesday night, low of 44. Wednesday, partly cloudy skies with a high of 61. And Wednesday night, a few clouds, low near 30. Thursday, mainly cloudy with a high of 56. And Thursday night, rain showers in the evening, a 90% chance of rain in the evening, and continuing overnight with a low around 45. Let's get back to the on-air studio with Cameron Rylance, Nina Postjapak, and Sue Copenhager.
And we're back on the air. Boy, we've had a busy morning. And
Morning.
Yes, and we have Sue Copenhagen here. Am I right there, Sue?
Copenhaver.
Haver. Sue Copenhaver from the Office of the Aging, the director, and she's going to tell us all the exciting things that are happening over there at the Office of the Aging.
Oh, yes. So, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
And thank you. And
You got a full studio when you walked in here. You
I
looked a
know,
little
it was
surprised.
exciting hearing
Yeah.
the little tail end of that. I guess it's a project about Kingston.
Yeah, it's this epic book.
Epic book.
It is truly epic.
It is.
From the Ice Age to the
Oh,
modern
really?
age.
Yes,
literally.
yeah.
Literally.
Oh, that's so
yeah, it's
cool.
cool.
Everything in between, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, some of my clients probably remember that.
I'm sure most of them are very fond with that stuff.
Yes.
You mean the Ice Age,
we
Sue?
are hopping. It's November, and we're right in the middle of Medicare. Our Medicare. I'm like blanking.
Sign
now.
up period.
Yeah,
enrollment.
sign up.
Open enrollment.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Open
there you go.
enrollment. Duh. And it's busy. People are in the office now meeting with Bob or whoever. We have a couple counselors who come in. And hopefully they're keeping busy till December 7th. So
Are there still appointments available?
I believe there might be, or people might cancel. I don't know whether they're completely full, but I know Bob said a couple weeks ago we're really getting close to the edge of the available appointments. So 340-3456, and don't forget the 845, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. And we've had a lot of people call saying, I'd like an exercise class where I live. I'd like this where I live. So, which is a good thing. They want to gather. They want to go out in the community, blah, blah, blah. Most of our focus has been Tai Chi around the county, right? And that's really great for people because it not only helps you focus, but it helps you balance and it helps you kind of center yourself, and it's good for flexibility and all these things. I don't know if you knew this because I took a couple Tai Chi classes, but Tai Chi is actually a martial art, considered a martial art. Because the movements, even though they're really slow and smooth and steady, are all fighting movements. It's wild. And I was like, really?
That's cool.
And I know you've probably seen those pictures of all the folks in a park all kind of doing
Yeah,
movements
that's
together. It's
really
really cool. It's a really neat thing. And we've got a lot of interest in that, and we keep offering classes all over the county. So that's going on. We have our hub, which is right in our own building down at Development Court. We're trying to keep the hub, like have an exercise class almost every day, right? And the one day that we don't have it there right now is when we're at the mall. So we have a walking club at the mall. Anybody can come.
That's still Tuesdays? The
Yep,
mall
it's
walkers?
Tuesday
Yeah,
at 10
good,
o'clock.
good.
And it's grown quite a bit. I mean, anybody can space themselves out, however you're comfortable. Three loops around their walk is 2.7 or 2.6 miles. So it's not a
Really?
bad,
That's far.
You can't cheat. You can't cheat. You can't cut corners. Like you go around on the walls, right? Into the entrance, not into the store, but right to the entrance of a store, right around a
past the
corner,
front
right
gate,
around a little,
whatever.
yeah. 2.7 or 6, something like
That's
that.
far.
3 times around. It's quick.
When I was a kid, we used to do 10 laps in that mall. And
You didn't realize how far.
Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Wow.
right. Everybody
Yes.
meets at the food court, so it's a nice thing. So that's today, actually.
And that's at 10.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock
Open
every
to all.
Tuesday.
All comers
Yep.
welcome, right?
Yep. Never have to worry about the weather, So we're lucky that's going back. That's been back in place for a couple months now, I think. We are going to offer a new what they call evidence-based programs. I think I've talked about them here before, where they've done studies and they've proven to be beneficial for whoever their target audience is, right? So Tai Chi is one of them for arthritis and balance. A Matter of Balance, which is a program we have a couple people trained, but they need to be re-upped. And then a new one called Bingo Size, which uses a bingo game. I don't exactly know how, but we're going to start it in Ellenville and see how it goes. So
That's an interesting
Bingo
concept,
Size,
right? Yeah.
Bingo Size. So it is a bit of a commitment.
E4.
I can only imagine.
E12. Yeah.
That's right.
So that's going to start in Ellenville, and I think it's a 10-week commitment, 2 times a week. So we're hoping that people will. I think people will. They're begging for exercise classes.
Yeah.
This will be a great one.
What better way to get committed? Like, okay, I got to do 12
And
weeks.
it'd be
of this.
fun, and it's fun.
And where's that held in Ellenville? So-
It's going to be at Healthy Way, which is one of the senior housing complexes down
okay.
there. So I think it's going to be for their folks first, and see how it goes. I don't know if there's a limitation to class size. I'm afraid I don't know that much about it because I didn't go through the training myself. But everybody gets a kit. There's prizes. There's T-shirts. I had to order separate bingo games, so those are coming. And hopefully we'll see what happens, give a report on it. And people were asking for yoga, so we finally found a chair yoga teacher. So on Monday we have a Tai Chi class. Tuesday we have the mall walk. Wednesday we have a light stretch band, light aerobics class, and we'll have a yoga class. So we're filling up the hub.
All these are at the hub.
Yep.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so those are going on. On Wednesdays, Monday mornings we have chess. I'm in that class, by the way. There's 4 of us sometimes, and I'd love to get more people because the teachers would like to play other people besides us that they can still beat.
Yeah.
If you want to play chess, just contact the office.
Or learn how to play chess, call us.
Okay.
Yes, sign up for the class, or just show up at 11 on Mondays. They're great. They've been playing for years. They're good, and they know all the rules. I didn't realize.
They know the Queen's Gambit.
Yes, that was such a great
love that show.
series. It was great,
That was great.
And you don't have to take drugs to figure out how to play
Yeah,
chess.
exactly. Please don't. Yeah.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah, please don't. But I didn't know there was only one way to set up a chessboard. I didn't know that the pieces that you capture have points. I didn't know that the board is, obviously it's a grid, right, 8 by 8, but I didn't know that there was, that's how you play remotely, pawn to
3,
whatever.
4, 7.
I'm not that good.
And it's addicting. It's like once you start playing, you want to go back and play that next game
I know.
because you're like, oh, why did I make that move or why did I do this? Yeah.
And you learn every
Yes.
time you play.
Yeah,
It's a great game for focus and strategy and kind of relaxing.
Using your mind.
We make coffee. There's usually some sort of little coffee cake there. It's very nice. So that's on Monday. I talked about Tuesday. Wednesday is our aerobics class, and then we have our congregate site there once a week on Wednesday. If you want a meal, either free or very inexpensive, it's on Wednesdays at 12, and you call the office and reserve one, or call Gateway actually. And then in the afternoon is game day. So game day is, we've had quite a few people last week where everybody just gets together. Apparently right now dominoes is very hot.
Oh.
And something train, Mexican train. I don't know what that is. It's some sort of dominoes game. I never played dominoes when I was younger, but go figure.
No, I haven't either.
Dominoes is huge. Like in Latin
I know.
culture, Cubans, and I mean,
Really?
they love dominoes. Yeah. Like if there's 2 people sitting around, we about a bag of dominoes. Yeah.
Wow.
It's huge. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Didn't know that either. So come and play. Anybody can come. You don't even have to sign up. You just show up at 1 o'clock and they'll have games out. We have Scrabble and Rummy Cube and cards and puzzles. And I hope people would come when they're bored.
Master of it. There's a strategy. Once you learn the
strategy.
You can't win. This is my mother. Oh, she beats me every time.
So that's Wednesdays?
That's Wednesdays. Yep. And we will continue to offer, or we have been offering and will continue to offer our lunch and learns. There's a couple coming up in November. in different places. We try to spread them around the country, around the county. And even though it's open enrollment right now, somebody turns 65 every day, so they still need help. You know, and our advice to everybody is don't wait till you're 65. Do it about 3 or 4 months ahead, and you'll be able to learn what your options are. And, you know, are you going to keep working? Are you going to retire? Or, you know, what's your Social Security level going to be when you retire? Because everybody's is different. You know, mine's going to be different than yours, and yours. It depends on our birth date and all that, and our and our salaries. You know, it's based on your salary, and it's complicated. So it's very helpful to have someone lead you through that. One thing new that we've done this year, besides, you know, the whole world being kind of renewed and repurposed, is we used to have a mobile van, and we had it sitting up in a parking lot for years. And how do things break when it's just sitting there is beyond me, but all sorts of stuff was wrong with it. So UCAT fixed it all up. And I think next week, Monday, is going to get rewrapped. It still has Mike Hines' name on it and all these old pictures. So
it has been sitting there a while.
Right. And we're rewrapping it, and we're taking it next Wednesday to Aloha Acres. And that's, if you know anything about that, it's a fairly large, I don't know if it's called, I guess it's considered retirement, but it's a manufactured home community. And a lot of those folks can't get out or drive. So we're trying to take the van out or ourselves out to these really far off places, just like what you do with the DMV van, Nina.
Where's Aloha?
It's outside of New Paltz.
Oh, okay.
And at Aloha Acres, because all the roads are named after places in Hawaii.
Oh, there you go.
I think that's such a great thing to do, because you're bringing the services to people that may not be able to come to you, and you have so much to offer. And what better way than through the mobile unit, and to utilize that bus, like you said, that has been sitting up there for a while.
Wasted.
So, yes, I think that's fantastic.
And are you all still doing the DMV van every week? At 5 different places, right?
Yes, yep. 5
Same
different
idea.
towns, yes.
So 2 of the things that we are always in demand of are legal advice and services and the high cap counselors. So we have appointments for all of them. They're all booked up, and there's a waiting list. So that's great. So 5 people will see a lawyer. 5 people will talk to the high cap counselor who really can't, or it's very difficult for them to come to Kingston.
Right.
So we went to Wallkill a few weeks ago. So that was our first trip. We didn't take the van, but we took the services. And we will also take our New York Connect staff. So if there's other things that people need or need information on, that's what they're there for. And then probably in December, after open enrollment is over, we will try to make an appointment out in Shandaken. So there's a senior housing, I can't remember the name of it. I think it's on 28A. We may have it there. So the folks in Pine Hill and Phoenicia are very interested in this too. So we'll make an arrangement for them. And, you know, typically in senior housing, we have a lot of people who can't move and or don't have a car or can't get in and out of a car or whatever. So that's part of my goals.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, that's great.
You know, we all have to have our goals and our OKRs, right? Well, that's one of them.
Right. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I'm 2/3 of the way there after next week. And we are starting, Rosendale Theater was where we used to have our movies. Mm-hmm. And we haven't had a movie there for a year and a half, at least. I think the last one we had was...
Cincinnati Kid.
Was that it?
It might have been.
You remember that Cincinnati Kid, I know.
I know the last holiday movie we saw there was the one with Jimmy Stewart. It's a Wonderful Life. I love that movie. Oh my! And it, on the big screen and the black. Oh, it was
no commercials.
No commercials, right? So I think we're showing on December 7th, which is it happened on 5th Avenue. I've never heard of that. Have you?
No.
Apparently, it's a holiday Christmas movie.
You don't know when.
We'll have to go to see. Do we what age? I should
60 and over, Nina.
I can go. I'll report that to you. Okay.
So is that going to be in Rosendale?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you said it. I thought you were going to had to move it or something.
No. We've been waiting for them. I think they renovated somehow.
Yeah. So when is that? December
7th.
7th, and reservations are required, right?
Yep. people will call. People must call and reserve, yes. I guess the snack, they don't want people eating,
Seats.
I guess. I don't know. So we're not going to have the concession stand open, but not a lot of people
Right, that wouldn't
ate,
affect
and it wasn't
everyone.
really
No.
why they went. I think it was after lunchtime or whatever. So do we have no call?
A question. Are there any holiday parties
Yes,
upcoming?
so we've been asked to plan at least, some holiday parties. We're focusing on one. I don't know if we're going to have time to have two. It takes a while to get a band, well, not a band, but a DJ, and arrange it and find a place. There's not that many people, not that many places that can hold enough people to spread out, right? So Saugerties is one of them, and we think we're going to have a holiday party there. So people,
Yeah,
again,
that's
will
a great
have to
facility
call.
to do
Yeah,
that.
mhm.
Yeah,
People will call, and we're already have an agreement with them because that's a congregate site. So we'll be able to offer a party there, and I'm sure it'll be filled up. I could be wrong, though. The outdoor stuff was really popular. We had 2 picnics in the summer, one in Ellenville and one in Kingston, and then we had a couple bingo games. They were all very well attended, but they were outside. So I don't know whether people are comfortable enough to have to go to a party where there's a lot of people sitting next to them. I don't know. We'll have
find
to
out.
see. Yep.
Yeah.
So Gateway is coming up with what sounds like a wonderful menu. We usually serve whatever time of the holidays it is. It's usually like a big turkey dinner, and we're going to have that, and we're working with them on that. I'm trying to think of what else is going on. Still trying to work on our wait list. It's a really tough thing that there's so many people who need, services. There's no aides to be had anywhere. I'm trying to think about hiring my own again, a couple more, using money that's not being spent here to use it here, and
You need home health aides.
yeah. I don't even need necessarily someone who's got a certificate. It would be someone who would do things like light housekeeping, a little bit of cooking, the clothes, shopping, things like that. Things that would help somebody to stay at home. So we call that level a homemaker. The second level of personal care is a little bit more complicated, where people need. I would feel comfortable if they were overseen by a nurse. That's just my history in home care. That in the OFA world around the state, you don't necessarily have to have that. But I just, if you don't remember how to do a Hoyer lift on someone at home, who are you going to ask? I would ask a nurse. The nurse would know, somebody who's up on that. But if there's no nurse to be had, then who are they going to talk to about things? Yeah. So we have to work that out, but
that is a struggle, though. Just in general, home health care.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, for the aging population is staying at home.
Yeah, and
which
this is actually a push.
fantastic, and they can stay in their houses.
Yeah.
it's cheaper.
wonderful,
They're
yes.
happier, and they're living longer. And okay, so let me tell you about something else I've been doing, but I hope this idea catches on a lot. Woodstock, of course, is embarking with Family of Woodstock, who got a grant to do this, on something called home sharing, where somebody has a home, maybe they're getting up in age, maybe they're widowed or a widower, and they don't want to leave their home, but they really can't handle it all themselves. Or they need the income, so they're going to share their home with somebody who can't afford to buy a home.
That's an interesting
It's
concept.
called home sharing. It's easy.
Yes.
And we've been meeting. Actually, I have a meeting tomorrow. I was asked to be on their advisory board, and the Family of Woodstock is coordinating this. So it's caught on in other states. This is not a new thing. We're not inventing the wheel. We're taking parts and portions of other people's already developed policies and forms and making them our own. I mean, there's some legal obviously there's some legal stuff, and what happens if you get some horrible person in there and they present themselves wrong and they turn into a thief or whatever. I mean, there's horrible things that can happen. But the whole idea is to either have the homeowner share a portion of their home for maybe a young person or a young family or a single person, whatever, maybe sometimes in exchange for chores, less money for rent. I'm able to do this, this, and this. I need you to do snow shoveling, leaf, things that they can't do that. I know, it's a win-win. And somebody...
And the housing crunch that everyone's talking about, the need for affordable housing.
It satisfies all those needs, and my understanding, I've been seeing stuff that, millennials, people in their 40s and stuff, just can't really afford to buy a house. Right. It's too expensive.
Yeah, well, you're sitting on college debt, maybe you got a car payment, you got high rent.
Yep.
Coming up with that extra money to save $20,000 for a down payment.
It's crazy.
God,
I know.
How the hell is that?
Even rent, $1,500, $1,600 a month is how do you come up with that kind of anyway? I can't solve that problem.
Unless you're making over $60,000 a month a year.
And around here, that's not, that's not a salary you're going to find a lot.
It's half your take-home salary.
Exactly, and it's supposed to be a quarter. Is my understanding.
Is a healthy.
Right. Is right. You can balance. Right.
Good luck.
So even I don't do that.
Yeah.
So this home sharing thing is going on. We're taking the information from other places. And we're trying to come up with, something that we will be able to present in early December to the Woodstock town and the Woodstock people. And I think it's a great idea.
Oh, I think it's a phenomenal idea.
Yeah. And it's simple. It's like,
Like you said, it just needs coordination to vet people.
To vet people, to get people hooked up. So, yes, here's 5 people who want to share their homes. Here's, 5 people who need a home. Somehow we find a way to make a match between those people that's compatible, and it's a really, really cool idea. So I'm excited to work on that. I'm working on another grant, which is a fall prevention, which is part of the bingo size thing. That came along with that fall prevention grant that we can now offer bingo size. We have the license for it. And a grant with Westchester Medical Center, who, as you know, owns all the hospitals up here, to improve the chronic disease outlook for people in Western Ulster and Eastern Delaware. We have a dual county grant. Out there, we're working with them. We're doing focus groups with them, working with Pine Hill people in particular, and Eastern Delaware. So my colleague in Delaware County is working on this too. I'm doing surveys. I dropped some off at Shandaken last week, and hopefully we'll get some, ideas. I know transportation's an issue over there.
A lot of land up there.
Oh man, there's a lot. It's really far to drive to Pine Hill. You just keep driving and driving. Am I there yet? Am I there yet? Am I there yet? I keep thinking I'm going to
be there now.
I drive by some really beautiful, little lake with a beach out there. I don't even know what it's called. It's a base of it's beautiful out there. It's absolutely
Pine Hill Lake or whatever.
Yeah, it's really nice out there. I like it. And we're working on that. So I'm
juggling everything right now, right?
In the air, and trying to schedule all these other things like the parties and the this and the that. And if you see my hair start being pulled out in humps,
don't do that. It doesn't grow back. Don't do that.
So
before we get to the top of the hour, maybe Sue just give all the contact information.
All right. So for high cap, you call the office 340-3456 and ask to make an appointment for your Medicare re-enrollment. If you have to change. But I still think if you have a question, you should at least talk to somebody on the phone. Oh, one more thing. We are doing the tax aid again, but it is again non-contact. So it will be through the phone, through scanning things, back and forth, leaving things. That's AARP's rule. AARP is in charge of this. Okay. So they give a grant to this group, and we allow them the space and the equipment.
Oh, okay.
That's how it works with us. And there's a large portion of people who do this. So it's very helpful for a lot of people. I think I may have mentioned this a couple years ago that we saved seniors over $1 million, with all of the efforts of these folks. And that's going to start, obviously, after the beginning of the year. And everything goes through the office, everything, reservations for a holiday party, appointments for the legal person. I want to go to, want to go to the party. I want to go to a lunch and learn. I want to go to the movies. I want to go to the congregate sites. Anything food related goes to Gateway because they're the contractor. I think their number is 33121. I don't want to misquote myself. Isn't that terrible that I don't know what it is, but I never call it. It's not their main number.
Okay.
2180 or 2160, but I think it's 2160, that they call and make a reservation for a meal someplace. But it's in our Buzz. Our Buzz has, we have a mailing list of over 2,500 people who get the Buzz, who get our emails. We only email them stuff from us. And we also distribute, I don't know how many copies of the Buzz around, Ulster County and all different places. So I'm too far away. It's like, oh yeah, I'm speaking in a microphone
here.
So we try to spread the word as much as possible and get on the radio. And thank you all every month.
Thank you.
It's important stuff. So we're glad
It is important stuff. And we sort of just as, I know Veterans Day is Thursday. We have we sort of always ask somebody if they're a veteran, and if we think they need help, we go right across the hall to Veteran Service Agency and try to get them hooked up with those folks because they're really great.
Tell them they can tell them they get free dinner at the Elks Lodge.
Free dinner?
Thursday,
Is that when it is?
Drive-through Thursday night, 5
Lots
to 6.
of free stuff on Thursday for them.
So, all right, we got to go.
All right. Sue, thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, have a good
Thanks, Sue.
Tuesday.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
All right, Dan, take it away.
Thank you, Nina Poshapak, Cameron Rylance, and all our guests, especially right now. Thank you to Sue Copenhaver of Ulster County Office for the Aging. And you've been with us here at KCR, Kingston Community Radio, AM 920 and 92.5 FM. Talk radio at its best. Inspired discussions of, by, and for the community. And we stream live on mykcr.org. This last portion of Kingston Community Radio was brought to you by Rondout Savings Bank, always working for you and the community, with branches in Kingston, West Hurley, and Hyde Park. Also online at rondoutbank.com. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Until tomorrow, for a Super Wednesday, we wish you every success in growing and developing Kingston and all our neighboring communities. We now return you back to Magic 92.5.